when you were working on this, do you see this as a future world, or do you see it as like an alternate universe, something different?
Well, unless I'm incredibly accurate with my predictions, it's going to end up to be an alternate universe. When you look back.
Upload season 2 coming to Amazon on March 11th. Very exciting. I've watched most of the show, most of season 2. I want to confess I've not watched every episode yet because it's a show that my wife and I watch together.
Oh,
and so if I break the rules,
yeah, I know.
It's gonna be a doghouse for me. I don't want to get in trouble.
Exactly what you mean.
But it's fantastic. I love it so much, and I love the way that the characters are evolving over this new season. You are so fantastic with working with these ensemble casts. What is it that you like best kind of about that aspect of a sitcom or of a half-hour comedy show?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's great when you can find some sort of a topic that allows for an ensemble cast, because you don't get bored. You get a lot of different storylines going, a lot of different people, different backgrounds, different things that are concerning them, and you can kind of follow them from a maker of TV. It's also nice to have one main plot and then another plot going. You can cut back and forth between them, so you don't have to worry about how am I going to get to the next scene. It doesn't matter. I'll cut away to the other plot, and then I'll cut back, and we'll be in the next. So that's kind of a fun thing, and you also you don't necessarily have to lean on the same storylines for every value that's in the show, right? So the show has a mysterious component and a humorous part and romantic, and sometimes it's okay for some characters to be completely romantic and then to cut to like a hilarious thing from another character and cut back, and you can kind of maintain the tone that way without having to put a joke in the romantic moment. And so yeah, I like an ensemble show.
What would you say going into season 2, crafting the story, what would you say is the balance between what your goal was and how the story takes shape itself over time as you craft it?
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think that you don't necessarily end up where you thought you were going to end up, but you usually have the same proportions that you're going for. You know what I mean? Because there's the part where you write it, and then the scripts are like, all right, there's this much mystery, this much romance, this much comedy, and then you shoot it, and then you get the first cut, and it's all out of whack, and then you go into the editing room, and you kind of get it back to where you want it, and but you're using different things, things that they found on set or things the director added or the actors and stuff. But yeah, it's a whole process. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and especially so much visual effects, because we're either in the future, which means completely different advertising and cars going by and jokes about what life's like in the future, or we're in this very designed digital life extension that's supported by a big tech company, and there's all sorts of everything has to be decided what's happening there too. You can't just point the camera out the window. So
one thing that my 14-year-old and I were sort of having a debate over is he was watching the show with us, and we were wondering, when you were working on this, do you see this as a future world, or do you see it as like an alternate universe, something different?
Well, unless I'm incredibly accurate with my predictions, it's going to end up to be an alternate universe when you look back. But I think that, there's probably a couple of different ways to experience it. Because I think that right now, when it airs right now, it's going to be like, wow, maybe that could happen. But, it's only 15 years in the future. And I'm hoping Prime Video will still exist in 15 years, and people will look back and go, oh, that was an alternate. That was an alternate.
It'll end up being hopefully not prophecy, but maybe some people would love that. Greg,
so far.
Greg, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.